was listening to a message yesterday, a minister speaking a sermon, and the minister said that some of us are in a constant state of crisis because God knows that if he lets up, he will lose us. He will lose our commitments. You mean I could be in a state of crisis? He didn't say any crisis, though. He said a constant state of crisis because according to his perspective, God created his followers to be at peace, to enjoy peace, sustained joy, sustained fulfillment. And if we find ourselves in a constant state of crises, we got to check ourselves. I said, let me check myself. I really started checking myself, like check different parts of my life to see where I may be in a state of crisis because I have not matured. Because essentially that's what it means. When I refuse to mature, then I keep repeating the same situations, the same errors, the same stuff and saying it's a mistake or God is trying to teach me something or some variations of that. But the reality is that I may be in a state of immaturity, not learning the lesson. And that specifically shows up for me in my life, in my business. Because I could have a really good month, right? I mean, we rocking and we rolling, the revenues are coming in. Then I'll just start to cruise and then go, this month is slow. The next month is slow. Why? Because for the longest time, I was in a hustle mentality. I had no systems, no automations, no way of having repeatable, transferable, just a way to get the same outcome constantly. Always being in this hustle mode, crisis mode. Well, oh my gosh, we got to get the revenues this month. We've been practicing on my team now, the law of design. So we are busy really taking our systems and the whole approach to our business to a whole nother level. For every pipeline in my business, we are planning and designing a funnel, a flow, so that we can have repeatable, predictable outcome for revenues. And it is so liberating because I realized that that's where I needed to grow. See, we have to constantly be doing the inventory check on ourselves so that we can identify areas where we need to grow. So that message was, quote unquote, a church message. But I took that message and I apply it to myself in my business. And the fact that one of the reasons why sometimes I find myself in this hustle mode, hustle, and there's nothing wrong with the hustle for a while, but it can't mean my whole life is a hustle. Okay? That's just too tiring. But if I have systems in place, I can relax. I can enjoy some peace. I can enjoy some joy. That message yesterday that I listened to by Dr. Darius Daniels, he was good. He was really good. Sometimes God keeps us in a state of crisis so he doesn't lose us. So how about you? What crisis do you find yourself constantly in? That could be because you haven't matured, because you go back to your comfort zone once things die down a little bit. You know those areas. Today's March 1st is a perfect time to do some self-reflection and some evaluation and take some self-inventory. What is it that got you in a constant state of crisis because you refuse to mature? I mean, it's a powerful question. It definitely convicted me. I'm just passing it along so you can consider it and make the necessary corrections so that you are not living in a constant state of peacelessness and joylessness and anxiety and fear and worry about what's going to come next. I know people who spend their whole lives in the same job, in the same role, but think to continuously advance themselves because their jobs are nice and cushy and good. But one thing my husband taught me is that he doesn't put up pictures at his desk at any job he gets because he's always thinking about the next move to get the next pay raise. He's a mercenary of sorts. But you get my point, right? He was just like, I'm going to be thinking forward. I'm not going to get settled in any area of my life. That needs to be you as well. God keeps us in a state of crisis so that we can call on him. We can commit our way to him. Otherwise, some of us will just forget about him. And we do know people like that, don't we? God help them out and you're like, you forget about him. We all have that tendency to do that, but we don't have to be, and certainly not you. So that's all I got for you today. Have a better than terrific day. And I'll catch you in another episode of Angie Speaks, Stronger Than Splinters. Bye-bye.